morning, good morning, good morning. Y'all already know who it is, target individual CJVK. Sunday, April 10th, I believe, right? Sunday, April 9th, 11:52 a.m. So, second straight week I went to my mother's church, and I'm trying to find the right words to say so many different things, but I guess I'm gonna just go ahead and just let whatever. Oh, I'm walking the wrong direction. I just thought about that. Let me see.
That's his house, not mine.
So I realized while I was in the church, they were attacking me more consistently, even while sitting in the church, I feel all the beams basically coming from my phone. Basically, it's like feeling like someone took several syringes and put them over a stove and started pressing into different parts of my throat, my thyroid, my glands, and I just saw my mother. she's so happy to see me in church right now. But anyway, so while I'm in there, right, I pretty much, cause I can't say I really grew up in the church, but I grew up going to church, mostly because of my mother and, some other members of my family. Most of us are either, Baptist, Christian, or probably Jehovah's Witness. But, so while I'm in there, I've always felt connected to the Spirit of God, no matter what. I've always felt connected to the Spirit, whether I was in church or not, and while I'm in church, it seems like they're even more agitated. They get more active. It's at this point, while I'm in church, they're hating it even more, that I'm finding a new, not even a new, but a more stronger connection to a source of power. Because when you think about it, for people who aren't necessarily, let's say, religious or spiritual, everything they do is based on logic, understanding, and things that they can physically prove. But then here's the thing: nothing about God is truly just only physical. God is everything. God is the physical and the non-physical. God is the spiritual and the God is the physical and the non-physical. God is energy, and God is energy, trying to find the right words. But so they're basically attacking me more and more and more, and then as I'm relating more to the scriptures being preached and things, I can't really remember anything in particular that was said, because they're affecting the way my neurons fire to be able to recall memory and everything, because they're using the infrared sensors to stimulate and block how and when my neurons transfer information or bioelectric feedback in between each other. And you know, while I'm in the church and I'm being reminded just how Jesus was basically, you know, betrayed, crucified, condemned, you know, and then resurrected. I'm thinking to myself, you know, targeted individuals really truly need to understand that Jesus Christ was the very first targeted individual. You know, well, maybe not the very first, but Jesus Christ was a targeted individual. Like, in all actuality, when you study and understand what the Jesuits did to Jesus Christ, Jesus was a targeted individual. And Jesus had no intention of trying to cause any harm to anyone. Jesus had no intention of trying to you know, take advantage of anyone or you know, all Jesus wanted to do is help heal and relieve people of, like, you know, forces that they couldn't see or possibly understand unless they were actually, you know, connected to God. And that was one of them. You gonna go? Oh, she's looking at her phone. And like, all right. And like, you know, I'm thinking to myself, you know, I know I'm not perfect, but I also know that I ain't completely all that worldly either. You know, I know I'm not, you know, I don't ever really have intentions of ever wanting to harm anyone. And even if I'm put in a situation where I have to physically defend myself, I still don't necessarily want to hurt someone, you know. And then even with like, you know, when it comes to this targeting and stuff, you know, of course the idea crossed my mind sometimes. I'm like, you know, if I build an EMP, I could just, if I build an EMP, I could literally knock out all of their electronic devices so they have nothing that they can hit me with. But then you also got to take in consideration that you live around other people and you don't know what type of devices people might have in them that can malfunction because you set off an EMP because the neighbors around you or someone at some remote location not too far from you is using the electromagnetic radiation around your body to basically create energy vacuums to steer and attack your body. So it's like, and look, as I said that, they sent a pulse, or they sent it was like a doof right into the heart. So I just need to get this out. So in this moment, I'm realizing you can't even necessarily try to take it upon yourself to try to see if you can get back at your enemy the same way they get at you. I know I know that sounds kind of like, you know, that sounds like what? So I'm supposed to just take it? I'm supposed to just get beat up by it and da-da-da? No, that's not what I'm saying at all. I realize that God is always in control and God always has a way of punishing every single person who is coming against his children. God has love for just about every single human being on this planet. But God also gives you the free will to choose if you're with God or not. You know, that's why, you know, when you look at the story of Job, you know, Job has always been for God, right? And then Satan got it in his mind. Satan was just like, you know what? If you think Job is all for you, if you really think Job is for you, let me test to see how Job is going to react if I do these things. And when you think about what targeting is, this is what they're doing. They're using the electronics that people are underestimate. They realize most of these devices that we walk around with every day have a lot more capabilities than we fully even understand. Now, the Department of Defense, they know what they're capable of. All these tech companies, they know what these things are capable of. The hackers, they know what they're capable of. The occults, the techno-pagans, they know what these devices are capable of. But they expect everyone else to not know. Why? Because they need you to be in some ignorance. Hold on, I'm getting on the bus. Okay, so, yeah, so, and you also got to remember that, long before, the fallen angels pretty much came down and started, interfering with mankind, and they started, fornicating with women, and then teaching, mankind about all the things that we know today. We were so much more connected to God. We were so much more connected to a power that was just truly, truly awesome in a sense. And you know what? I don't know how many of you actually looked into that document about Project Stargate. Basically about how the Army found out that there are people who had the ability just through meditation that they can actually wipe out entire armies, because they had that focus, that connection to a source that's even bigger than their own, energy. And I'm trying not to lose my train of thought, because as I'm trying to keep my train of thought, I can feel certain activities happening on the right side of my brain. So while I'm in the church, I'm feeling them basically trying to attack me at every step of the way. They're trying to break my concentration. They're trying to break my focus. They're trying to break me down even while I'm in the church. And at first I started off with, I was listening to a binaural frequency of 741 hertz as the carrier wave. 741 has been used for helping to detox toxins out the body, including electromagnetic radiation from the cells. And as a carrier wave, I use 15 hertz. 15 hertz has been already tested to be able to. Sorry, I had to just start looking at my nose. But 15 hertz is used to help clear energy blocks within the body. And remember, what they're doing to your body is they're creating an influx of energy in your body. Because the human spirit is basically we're literally like our own battery. We're like our own battery. But what they're doing is they're taking this synthetic energy, this unnatural energy that's always been harmful to mankind's, health and existence since the beginning of electricity, honestly, when I think about it. They're taking it and weaponizing it, so then they're basically filling us up with an excess of electrical charge. That in itself brings on a lot of the it basically this overcharge is what helps them be able to do what they do remotely, along with all the other energies and frequencies and waves and radiation that's all around us, not necessarily pertaining to the sun, but everything that's electronic, a part of the IoT spectrum and things of that sort. So I really lost my train of thought this time. Alright, so if anything, whatever. But what I wanted to get to was golly, they really and it's messed up because they do it in real time. So it's like when I have a train of thought of something, I could feel like the amplitude. What was it? The think it's the amplitude of the frequency or whatever, it changes. So when I'm trying to actively remember something, I could feel like pressure build up on the side where memory processing is. And they're like constantly doing things while I'm trying to like maintain a focus or whatever. But anyway, I'm trying to remember. Golly, I'm trying to remember. All right, I'll have to skip on that thought, but yeah, it's dawning on me even more now that I have to keep pressing my way through. I have to keep pressing my way. I have to keep doing everything I can to expose the devil and all his tricks. And right now, a lot of people who are in these faiths haven't learned about these tricks that the devil has and these other tools and weapons that the devil is using. They think that the television and music and guns and knives and whatever, they think that's where the devil ends. It's like, no, the devil the devil done basically, you know, Satan and the other fallen angels, they done taught man about how to use electricity as a weapon to help destroy, you know, mankind, or at least the godly presence within mankind. So I've taken great consideration that, you know, anyone who is learning to survive targeting, you know, for 5, 10, however many years, you got to realize that you are still here for a reason. You're still here for a reason, and the reason you're not going yet is because I believe you are meant to be the one to show those who are non-believers that you can still overcome no matter what. As long as God still has a plan and purpose for you, still being on his planet, you still have the ability to bring people closer to God. Do not curse God because you're going through this torment, because remember, Job did not curse God when Satan started tormenting him and unleashing all these different things on him. Jesus didn't curse God.
Please exit through the
pain and suffering is a part of the process. People in this earth who are not experiencing unprovoked pain and suffering, I believe, are I don't really know what to say about those people, but I feel like people who are experiencing pain, traumas, and all types of things unprovoked, there is a particular covering that, you know, and then this guy, he's, you already know, it's New York City, so you already know how many targets out here, how many gang stalkers or whatever. But anyway, so he tried to break my concentration too. But anyway, see. Yeah. My concentration got broke again. But anyway, so yeah, you know what? Just keep God first. That's all. That's the one thing. If you get anything that I was trying to relate to, I'll probably try to do this again at another time when there's not so many other distractions. Because, you know, most of the time I'm doing this when I'm in my own home or somewhere quiet. So, yeah. All right. yeah, I'll probably make another video at some point later on after I, you know, let everything marinate that I was trying to remember. But remember, take life one breath, one thought, one step, one day at a time. Peace.